please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody, we have some news to talk about today that actually happened last night, but I want to start this video by saying happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you, and all of you who support this channel are certainly one of the many things that I'm thankful for this year. So hope you guys have a great day, but let's get into the news here. Mikhail Sergachev has been re-signed by the Tampa Bay Lightning. He was an RFA. 3-year deal at $4.8 million per season. So, man, really important deal to get done. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Cirelli and Cernak are both still RFAs, but they get Sergachev locked up and get him signed for the next 3 years. And my initial reaction was, wow, $4.8 million. That's an absolute steal for the player that Mikhail Sergachev is. And I do think that, he's a guy that could make a lot more money than that. But then I looked at some comparable contracts, and you realize that this is right about where the market was set. Charlie McAvoy signed a 3-year bridge deal at $4.9 million with Boston. Zach Werenski, 3-year bridge deal at $5 million per season with the Columbus Blue Jackets. So the market has kind of been set right around where these guys are signing for the bridge deals for those young up-and-coming defensemen who will be getting much bigger money in their next contracts. But when you look at the McAvoy deal, you look at the Werenski deal, this falls right in line with where those two were signed at on 3-year deals as well. So it seems to be that's where the market is for these high-end young defensemen. When you give them a bridge deal, it's right around high 4s, low 5s for AAV, and this contract certainly falls into that. So I guess when you look at comparable contracts, it does make sense looking at McAvoy and Werenski's deals, but it seems low. It seems low and cheap for a guy with the dynamic ability of Mikhail Sergachev, and we saw him he was so good in the playoffs this past year. I think he's only 22 years old. He's just going to keep getting better. And I think long-term, he is going to be a legitimate number 1 defenseman, whether that's in Tampa Bay, maybe not long-term, but it will, wherever he ends up, he is going to be a top guy for a team in the NHL. But I want to switch over to the cap friendly now and just take a look at what this does for the Tampa Bay Lightning's cap situation in general, because like I said, there is still a lot of work to do. If you look at their cap hit here, they are almost $2 million over the salary cap right now. So they're allowed, I believe, 10% of the cap to be over during the off season. Obviously, they have to be cap compliant by the end of the season, or by the start of the season, excuse me. But during the off season, they're allowed to be over the cap by I believe it's 10%. So that would be what, like 8 million, a little over 8 million. So they're about 2 million over the cap right now. And you look down here, Anthony Cirelli, still a big fat RFA. Erik Cernak, still a big fat RFA. So they've still got a lot of work to do, and we've talked a lot about the Lightning cap situation. We know that, they've got to try and move on from one of these contracts here. The problem is Andre Palat, NTC, Yanni Gourde, NTC, Tyler Johnson, NTC, Alex Killorn, modified NTC. All these guys have no trade clauses. So they're either going to have to move them to a team that they waive their no trade clause for, or they're going to have to try and find some other way to open up this cap space. But, man, think about it this way. The Tampa Bay Lightning are in a situation where even if they get, say, Andre Palat off the books and his $5.3 million are gone, they're still, almost $2 million over. That only opens up about $3 million in cap space. $3 million isn't going to sign Anthony Cirelli. Like, they would need to move multiple contracts to be able to sign Cirelli and Cernak. I can't imagine a way where both of these guys get re-signed. I think one of them is going to have to go. Cirelli's got to be the top priority at this point. They got Sergachev done. Cirelli's got to be the top priority. I would not be surprised if Erik Cernak is not on the Tampa Bay Lightning next season. I just don't see how cap-wise they would be able to pull off keeping both of them. Maybe Julien Brisebois has something big up his sleeve where maybe Johnson and Killorn both go, or Palat and Killorn both go, or something happens where they're able to unload multiple contracts, but that would be a massive, massive deal, and I just don't know if the market is out there for a deal like that right now with so many teams cash strapped and up against it with the flat cap. So I don't know what's going to happen with these other two RFAs. Maybe that if they make a trade, they can open up enough room to probably sign one of them. I just don't know how they're going to be able to sign both of them because they're already about $2 million over, and they still got two guys left that they need to sign, and they're not slouches either. They're not guys you're going to be signing for 1 year, $1 million. Particularly Anthony Cirelli, he's gonna be getting second line center money, and on a bridge deal, you're probably looking at least $4 million a year, if not closer to $5 million. So, yeah. I'm glad I'm not the GM of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's not a situation I would want to have to try and work my way out of, and it's not a great salary cap situation to be in, but they obviously won the Stanley Cup last year, and they were able to get Mikhail Sergachev re-signed. So the big news there is that Sergachev is re-signed 3 years, $4.8 million. They're still very much in a cap crunch situation right now. Cirelli and Cernak both need new contracts as well, but they got one of the more important ones in Mikhail Sergachev re-signed last night. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, links to our Patreon merchandise store and donation link are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.